Hello my friends, how are you? I'm here for another message for you all today. And I just have to say first off that this message was very unexpected. And this goddess that came through to reveal these messages to the collective, I wasn't even aware that was going to be coming into my meditation this morning. I was into my meditation this morning, cleansing my energy with the violet flame. And if any of you are familiar with the violet flame, it's a transmuter, right? We transmute and clear and cleanse through the energy of the violet fire flame. And when I was complete with that, I was walking out of the meditation like I usually do. And I was picked up by a black dragon. I've been picked up by dragons in my previous meditations before, but this was something that my soul was familiar with, right? But I knew it was a different energy on this dragon. And so when I asked, like, who is this? She said, I'm Lilith. I have a message for the collective and for you to reveal it. And it's been beautiful because the more I've been connecting with myself, the more I've realized that as a channel for these other energies of the darkness and the light, and just allowing them to flow into my energy field, the messages that are revealed are not only for me, but for any of you who click on my videos to receive it, right? To receive these messages for your own path, for your own experience, and any place that the messages lie for you and resonate with you is going to be perfect in the way that is transformative for what you need right here, right now. And so I wrote down some messages because we sat at this table, right? The dragon flew me to this table in nature and she wanted me to write, okay? And a lot of the messages that I get from my guides and a lot of the things that are revealed to me, I do it through intuitive writing, automatic writing. And when I read the messages afterwards, I get like shocked of like what came through, because a lot of the messages are for me, but I know that there's many people out there, whoever clicks on my videos, there's going to be a message in here for you as well. And so I'm here to reveal these messages for you. So let's get started. Messages from Lilith. We are being pushed towards our biggest initiation. We are shedding a large piece of our skins, our beliefs, and the way we perceive all aspects of self and those around us. This year of the snake has brought many to their knees to understand that what was once a form of comfort is now being shattered, broken down, in order for us to rebuild in a true way of doing things. How we share our voice, how we share our spiritual gifts, how we share our love in the most vulnerable way in order to see life from a new perspective. Shedding skin is not meant to feel good. There is pain in it. There is deeper acknowledgement in why we are shedding in the first place. We are not made to play small. You are not here to resist yourself any longer. This new timeline shift is opening for many in the world right now. What many viewed as make-believe is now coming to the forefront for true realization. Oh my gosh. This year, and whenever you are ready for this new activation, will be open to those who have faced their shadows. Some of these shadows hold the darkest aspects of self in order to awaken the light within. The fetus in the womb is in the darkness before it sees light to open its voice. The caterpillar is in the chrysalis, in the darkness of that chrysalis, before it reaches the light to open its wings. We too have to go through darkness to reach our full potential. Knowing that what we want to create will come into fruition with remembering that all of life, our experiences, our lessons, our failures, and success is all part of the alchemy. Are you trying too hard to shed your skin to meet some kind of end result? Are you sitting in it, feeling it, and allowing each piece to fall away? Each time you're asked to surrender, you're being asked to go even deeper into self. The moment we recognize the magic is in the journey, the more present we become. In the present is where the power is found. Open to receive. You're ready to go even deeper now. This too shall pass. Dang. Now, what I get from that, because I understand that this is the year of the snake, right? The snake, the shedding the skin, the walking into true versions of self. 555 on my timer. That's the number of change and transformation. We are in the month of June right now when I'm leaving this message, but whenever you hear it, it's going to be resonant for you. And just use your discernment on what messages are real for you and which ones aren't. But what I'm getting from this is that this year is the year of the 9, the year of completing cycles, right? Completions. And sometimes it brings us into the darkness depths of self for us to realize what we are disconnecting from, what we are completing, what we are releasing. And most importantly, it's the being present with it, right? It's being present with it. It's understanding why we are going through it, okay? And it's not, this energy isn't asked, she's not asking you to go deep into like, why am I shedding this? Why? It's being with it, right? Being with it and allowing yourself to feel what you need to feel. And it's powerful because this is the month of 6, okay? The month of June is the number 6. Tomorrow we have the 6/6 date, which some may consider a portal. Even when you see the number 66 or 666, right? That is the number of harmony, the number of family, the number of connections. And when I sat with this energy of the 6, okay, it's harmony within self, yes, but it's also harmony within the connections that you're making with those around you and the connections you're making with those in the spirit realm. And building a stronger foundation, right? And when we build that stronger foundation, that is how we are in harmony with self, in harmony with the divine, in harmony with the connections that we hold around us, right? But also, it brings us into a deeper understanding of why we're here on earth, okay? And being present every moment counts. And I love that she mentioned that the journey is the alchemy, because it is, right? And I've mentioned this in my previous videos that it's not about the end result, okay? And for a lot of my journey, I was trying to push for some kind of end result. And lately, especially this year, I've been pushed into understanding why I've gone through what I've gone through, why I've experienced what I've had, why I have experienced what I've had in order to be where I'm at right now. And so I want to pull, because she brought me on into a dragon, right? I rode the dragon. I want to pull a couple cards from my dragon oracle deck, because I feel like many of us are being called to work with the elementals, right? We're coming into the summer solstice, and there's so many elementals in the earthly realm that are assisting us with these transformations, with remembering who we are, with remembering our power, and most importantly, remembering our connection to nature and spirit again. And I love working with dragons. I love working with the fairies. I love working with the earth. And many of you are probably watching this video probably resonate with that. Or else you wouldn't be clicking on a message by Lilith, right? Oh my gosh. Just a couple cards, Lilith. What do we have? Oh, that came out immediately. So we have the magenta dragon. Is that good? And this says, enables you to bring forward your soul wisdom. Awaken your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding. Prepare for accelerated ascension. That's beautiful. And I love that there's all this fire, right? And I just mentioned going through the flame, the violet flame, for that transmutation, removing and transmuting old energies that don't serve me, to bring us into this higher soul wisdom, which is beautiful. Because many of you that are watching this video, you have gone through initiation after initiation, shedding skin after skin. But each time we've gone through that, and that's a message I left in my previous video with Medusa, each time we've gone through that, we've come into a higher, accelerated form of expression, form of wisdom, and understanding what that our ascension truly means for us. We have another card that fell on the ground. Maybe a message of getting grounded, because both cards fell on the ground. Of course, the Earth Dragon. I just said getting grounded. We have the Earth and Fire Dragon. Can you see that? Is that too close? There we go. The Earth and Fire Dragon works with you to clear the 5th dimensional ley lines. It is time for service. When you give, you receive. That's beautiful. Many of you are working with the earthly realm, and each time we visit a different place on earth, right, we are grounding in this powerful energy that we have initiated into the earth, so that as the earth vibrates high, we vibrate high, right? Wow, that's beautiful. That's going to be a deeper message, and I'm leaving my messages here on Facebook for now. And I'm trying to consider placing my videos in a different place for those who are actually looking for these kind of messages, so that I can reach more of the collective. And I leave them here on Facebook because I do want to speak to those who are local to me, just because I want to work with the community that's surrounding me. That way it's easier for me to access beautiful souls around me, in case I want to come into a circle with community, or in case I want to find soul family. And I really have to just understand and understand that my messages aren't for everybody. Okay, they're not for everybody, and that's something that's been hard for me to really step into my gifts, is because I'm too worried about what other people are going to think about what I'm relaying into the collective, or what I'm saying, or where I'm sharing it, and how I'm sharing it. And that's one of the fears that I'm working with releasing, and part of the fear that I'm currently shedding as we speak with this beautiful interpretation of the snake shedding its skin. Okay, and many of you may resonate with that as well. Like, stop being in a place where you're so worried about what other people are going to think or say, or understanding your gifts and how you are working with the 5th dimension, how you are working with these elemental spirits, and how you do understand that as you place your feet in the earth at different places, you understand that your frequency is penetrating the earth in that space. And every time you place your foot in these different aspects of the world, it's like a ripple effect in Mother Earth, right? A ripple effect. The vibration rise higher. Those around you, or those in that area, start to wake up and ascend and start to remember who they are, and start to seek answers for, why am I feeling this way? Why am I connecting with these guides? Why am I being called to meditation? Why am I being called to know myself in a deeper way? And those of you who are a ley line or a grid walker, you are penetrating this wisdom into these places in the earth to wake up the collective. You may be doing this unintentionally or intentionally, knowing that you are doing this. You're sharing your gifts with that, just being there. And it's just as simple as being your authentic self everywhere you go. And you don't know who you're going to touch. You don't know who you're going to inspire. Okay? Just doing what you love in the process is what's going to not only elevate your own soul, but those around you, right? We're done with these. We're done with the dragon deck. I'm going to pull a couple from my own personal deck. I have 1444 on my timer. That other 444, being surrounded and guided by spirit, protected by spirit. You need to know that. We need to know that we are guided and protected by spirit, especially when we are doing this work. because it's not easy to understand our own darkness, to walk in our lights, because not everything is sunshine and rainbows, because then there would be no life, death, rebirth cycle. There would be none of that if there was no experience to be had, or darkness to be felt, or chaos to arise. There's no change is constantly happening. There's a pigeon. Change is constantly happening. And in order for us to really remember who we are, we do have to go into that dark depth. And this year of the snake, right, that primordial mother energy. And that's why I feel like there's so many dark feminine energies that are wanting to be channeled through me, because the primordial mother is that darkness. She is the beginning. She is the womb. She is the creatrix of all of life, which happens in the dark in order for it to come into the light. And so I'm just in a space where I'm being more open with allowing myself to receive these messages from these dark feminine goddesses. So not only do I understand myself in a deeper way, but those of you who are clicking on my messages, you're understanding yourself as well in a deeper way. And that the dark feminine goddess isn't evil, right? Even in the Bible and stuff, they made Lilith out to be evil, like this evil entity or demonic energy, in so many religious beliefs. And so many other dark feminine goddesses have been in that misunderstood trajectory of why they're even there in the first place. And so I'm really considering doing some kind of class, like I said, about working with the dark feminine goddess, okay, and understanding what that even means. But we'll see. Do I have a message from my own deck? There. Time to retreat and come back into balance. Maybe that's a message for me to end this message. 1717 on my timer. Thank you everyone who has been present with these messages. I acknowledge my inner magic. It is guided with loving creation. I acknowledge my inner magic. It is guided with loving connection. Hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. Really take this month and this preparation for this summer solstice to really see what you are shedding in order for you to walk into this true version of self. I love you all. I thank you, Lilith, for these messages, and I hope that they landed where they needed to land for you today. I love you all.